It's time for another episode of the Joshcast. I don't want to do a theme today. I don't feel like doing a theme today. Joshcast. It's the story of a man. And when I say man, I'm putting the word man in parentheticals. Joshcast. All right, there's your theme. Working on a couple bits. Working on a couple stand-up bits for the act. Haven't quite cracked them yet. I'm talking about how much I hate the term brand ambassador, which haven't heard. This is a relatively new and horrible term, and it refers to somebody who is paid by a company to talk about them positively, and I think takes the shape of a celebrity or someone of influence posting about the company on social media. And my beef here is not with the job itself. It's with the name specifically, brand ambassador. I think it's just a little bit too highfalutin for basically somebody saying, yeah, I like Coke. I know I've heard other comedians talk about this. I'm going to walk the same path, but I agree with this. The job is the job. You're a salesperson. That's sales rep. We already have a name for it. We don't need another more fancy name. Not going into a restaurant and going, excuse me, are you my server? No! I am your Foodmaster. I am Foodmaster Randall. All right, great. Well, I think I'd like to get the gluten-free. I will not take this. You do not know what you want. You are not a food master. By God, you can barely tie your own shoelaces. That's not true. I can tie them quite easily. I will tell you what you need. You are going to get the Cobb salad. I don't want the Cobb salad. The Cobb salad wants you. Food master. That's my take on that. That's where I'm feeling it. That's my vibe. My last job, I was called a client service representative. That was too fancy a name. I'm a waiter. I'm a waiter/secretary. That's what I was. Waiter receptionist. Receptionator. No, not even that. Waiter receptionist. That's what I was. Client service representative. What am I representing? The client or the service? Or both? Client, service, customer, representative, attaché. No, stop it. Excuse me, are you my Uber driver? I am your Uber president. I'm your transportation president. That's what I am. I work for work for myself. My car is mine. This is my domain. I am the transportation president of Honda. I am the transportation president of the United Seats of Honda. No, this Honda wasn't always unified. At one point, the rear seats were its own nation, but I brought them together. They were disparate nations. I am the one who brought the peace to the realm of Honda. I think you get my point. Brand ambassador. Let's slow down there, okay? Let us slow down there. So I'm irritated with that. What was the other thing I was irritated with? the name of the city where I was born. Okay, so I'm from Aurora, Colorado, which is problematic because inevitably when I say I'm from Aurora, Colorado, there's always one person who's like, oh, is that where the shooting was? Which sucks for Aurora. Because as much as I've complained about Aurora in the past, the fact is, it's a fairly nice place. It's not... Here's the thing about it. The last time I visited, I actually went back to the condo where I grew up. And I got to be honest with you, I was hoping the place would look horrible. So I could say, at least I don't have to live there anymore. At least I escaped. I escaped from the evil that is Aurora. I clawed my way out. And I went there, and it was a beautiful spring day. And actually, the condominiums had all been refurbished and looked a lot nicer. And the birds were singing, and everything was in full bloom. And I thought, man, this looks nicer than where I'm living right now. I think I've gone down. I'm worse off than I was. And that was just, I'm worse off than I was, paying 9 times as much probably. But that said, nice place. The name Aurora, it is a goddess of the dawn. That's what Aurora means, the goddess of the dawn. And yes, there's a lot of good qualities about Aurora, the city of Colorado, Aurora. I'm not familiar with Aurora, Illinois, by the way. I want to make that clear. This is not at all a critique on Aurora, Illinois. I have never been there. I would not dare to presume to know anything about Aurora, Illinois. I think Richard Pryor may have mentioned it at some point, but I can't remember. Back to Aurora, Colorado. As nice as it is, I wouldn't go so far as to say that it reminds me of the goddess of the dawn. I think that's a bit... We're in brand ambassador territory here. I wouldn't even say it's a goddess. I think if you want to name Aurora after a female character, or a female legend or a female persona, it wouldn't be a goddess. It has to be a human. That much is for certain. And not a terrible person, but a nice, a nicer human. Not the most popular of legends. And the one that kind of comes to mind, I think if I had to say, that's popping into my head is the character Black Canary from the DC universe. Black Canary. That's what, yeah, decent, sure. You gonna want to see an entire movie about it? Actually, I shouldn't say that because the trend is that the lesser characters, or what were the lesser characters, are now getting the star treatment and then turning out to be great movies. So you know what? But I wouldn't say Aurora was even that good. So Black Canary's too good for Aurora. I can figure this out. It's got to not be a superhero. That's what it's got to be. I think it's... You know what? I know what Aurora is. I know exactly what Aurora is. Aurora is Ethel from I Love Lucy. That is Aurora. Ethel. Yes. Solid, dependable, reliable, nice, funny. Ethel. I'm from the city of Ethel. And I say that with pride. I'm from Ethel, Colorado. Now we're talking. Now that's more accurate. I feel better about that. I feel like we accomplished something there. Well, it sounds like he has opinions. This is turning into some kind of political rant. Look, all I'm saying, man, is Darth Vader has a point. That's all I'm saying. The Galactic Republic had 1,000 years to get everything together. They couldn't do it. Trade wars, uprisings. Darth Vader and the Emperor, what they did in 20 years, the Republic couldn't do in 1,000. That's all I'm saying. And everyone's criticizing them. And it's just ridiculous. That is just ridiculous. First of all, light side of the Force, dark side of the Force. Why are we attaching judgments? They're two different sides of the Force. And I'm tired of this stigma that just because you murder 10,000 people, that means that you're the dark side of the Force. I mean, I think he did it in self-defense. He did it for us, okay? That's light side of the Force, if you ask me. And how do I have the authority to say this? Well, I have a good speaking voice and strong opinions. And 10 billion followers. Well, now someone's falling into his social commentary there, isn't he? Social commentary much? I don't get political in my stand-up anymore. And this is going to sound horrible, but I think, to be really honest, it's because how do I say this? I don't care. Like, I care in life as a human, but just, it's that I don't care. That's not true. It's that I think it's that I care, but my feelings on it are so strong. I'm struggle to have the detachment to find the humor in it. And even if I do find the humor in it, it feels to me, I haven't been able to figure this out, that even if I write a joke about one side, and even if it's a good joke, and even if it's grounded in the facts of what happened, the other side is going to be offended. Just because they're making fun of, it's not my side. And I would rather unite everybody. And it seems like the only way I can do that, the only way that I can get both sides of the aisle to agree with anything, is when they agree that I'm a loser. Universally, Democrat, Republican, Libertarian, Green Party, I get up there and I start talking about what I do when I flirt with a woman, and they all go, yeah, we agree, this guy's a loser. Perhaps I could be the beginning of a lasting peace. And with the help of my Uber president, my brand ambassador, and my Foodmaster, we will save the world. One non-dangerous, clean joke at a time. One antiseptic joke at a time. I guess I'm striving to be the sugar-free vanilla pudding of comedy. Not even vanilla, because that implies racial overtones. So I'm trying to be the sugar-free, I'll go with black and white cookie, but there are other races. So there's a racist overtone there. I'm trying to be the sugar-free, gluten-free kale salad of comedy. There it is. There it is. The only people that offends is everybody, because it's kale. Not a fan of the kale. It upsets my stomach, actually. Because my IBS, if I ever eat... Eating raw vegetables is actually harder. But I also think that's what's supposed to be healthier. I'm supposed to eat steamed all I can really eat anymore is steam. I just take a steam machine and I just kind of suck in the steam fumes, and I get what substance I can from that. That's all I can eat anymore. Steam. Right now I'm getting caught behind a bus. I get angry and then I feel guilty because I think, well, public transportation. And then the problem is that I'm behind the bus, but I'm getting closer to the point where I need to make a right turn. So now it's a game of, can I get past the bus before I get to the point where I need to make the right turn? Which is always problematic. And the solution, I keep telling myself, stay in the left lane until you need to get to the right lane to make the turn. But then I like to get into the right lane too early because I like to prepare. And the preparation leads to getting caught behind the bus like that. And these are lessons I've already learned and I know better, and yet I make the same mistakes over and over again. Why? Because I'm only a driver. I'm not a driving ace. I'm not an Uber president. I'm going to try again to get in the right turn lane. It's getting closer now. It's the right time to do it. Hopefully this is going to work. By God, I hope this is going to work. There's a place that's just called Donuts and Coffee. That's the name of it. Perfect name. That right there, that's my point. We need more of that. Just call things what they are. What is this place? Donuts and Coffee. Oh, what do you have? Donuts and coffee. Great. And paella. Wow! Wait a minute. Well, it sounds like someone's got to change their sign. Donuts and coffee and paella. For goodness sake. I also feel like I'm hitting every red light today. Cannot stand that. Cannot stand that. I'm surprised we haven't gotten to the point where people can pay money to control the lights in their favor. So if you're really, really rich, you just get an app and you pay $500 so that the light is always green when you're driving. I feel like we're not that far away from that. I think that's where the revolution will happen. I really do. That's where it's going to happen. About to cross a bridge, which terrifies me in Los Angeles when I think of earthquakes. Questioning whether or not these bridges are really in good condition when I see cracks in the bridge. All I keep hearing, our infrastructure. Our infrastructure is bad. Our infrastructure is terrible. We have no infrastructure. And then the brand ambassador comes out and says, our infrastructure is phenomenal. Hi, I'm the brand ambassador of the United States. Not to be confused with the ambassador of the United States. You talk to the ambassador of the United States if you're about to go to war. You talk to the brand ambassador of the United States when you just have a feeling that the United States is good, but you need justification, and you need to be sure. And let me tell you something. I've been brand ambassador to the United States for 37 years. Before that, I was a brand ambassador to the evil galactic empire. And I gotta say, United States is a major step up. There's a lot going on in the United States that's fantastic. We've got Aurora, Colorado. Okay? Now, I forget what you've heard about Aurora, Colorado. They have condominiums with fantastic landscaping. You don't see that kind of landscaping on Coruscant. So the next time you're not sure where to go, come to the United States. I'll invite you to my condo in Aurora, Colorado. We'll have some tea. I don't actually live in Aurora, Colorado. I'm not a successful brand ambassador. I live in unincorporated Los Angeles, inside what used to be a rock. So here's what just happened. I clicked stop. I was about to post this. The very last thing I said was I lived what used to be the inside of Iraq. And then, as I was about to post it, I said to myself, did I pronounce that correctly? And are people going to think that I said I lived in what used to be the inside of the country of Iraq or Iraq? And then I thought, that's not what I said, and I don't want people to misinterpret, and I don't want to think that people are thinking that I am speaking ill of the nation of Iraq. So I am adding this addendum to make it clear that it's the inside of a rock, as in a piece of granite. That is what I am saying. I in no way mean to disparage Iraq. I've never been to Iraq. I think the situation in Iraq, in many ways, is in a lot of ways, is very, very unfortunate and sad. And it depresses me because I know that there's a rich history and tradition there. And I hope that that we can find it, that they can come back. And I think hopefully they are coming back from the war and all that stuff. Now I'm apologizing for something I neither said nor meant. That is where I am at in my neuroses. There we go. Thank you.